Hello everybody, thank you for joining me today. My name is Hellswake and this is the Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind, an exquisite RPG that is truly a work of art and one of my favorite games of all time. I'm playing the Game of the Year edition on Steam, which includes both expansions, Tribunal and Blood Moon, on the latest patch 1.6.1820. I'm also using a couple third-party tools and plugins to fix a bunch of broken things. But aside from that, this is pretty much a 100% vanilla playthrough. I'll put all the details of those tools and plugins in the description, along with other relevant information. But one thing I am going to point out though is that I am using MGE, or Morrowind Graphics Extender, for the purpose of changing the game's resolution. By default, the game runs in 4:3 standard aspect ratio at a maximum resolution of 1280 by 960. However, it is possible to run the game in 16:9 widescreen mode using MGE. Right now, I decided to keep the title screen and the coming intro cinematic in their default 4:3 aspect ratio because otherwise they would be stretched and look rather ugly. But the gameplay itself in widescreen works beautifully due to the ability to alter the FOV, or field of view, in a way that keeps the image from being stretched or skewed in any way whilst being displayed in a widescreen fashion. Just wanted to make that part clear. Now, even though I had extensive past experience with this game, I have never once seen the end of the main quest, and I've been wanting to do a series on this game for quite a while. So, here we are, once again, going down the rabbit hole into the strange land of Vvardenfell.
They have taken you from the Imperial City's prison, first by carriage and now by boat. To the east, to Morrowind. Fear not, for I am watchful. You have been chosen.
Wake up. We're here. Why are you shaking? Are you okay? Wake up. Stand up.
What do you want?
There you go.
Who the hell are you?
You were dreaming.
Yeah, it was good.
What's your name?
My name? I already told you my name. My name is Wake.
Well, not even last night's storm could wake you.
Yeah, but you
I
did.
heard them say we've reached Morrowind. I'm
Already?
Sure they'll let us go.
Are you sure? How do you know? I came from
Quiet.
prison, you know.
Here comes the guard.
They don't release
This is
prisoners
where
for no
we
reason.
get off. Come with me.
Okay. Excuse me, sir. I was just wondering if you knew anything about why... Hey. Excuse me. Mr. Guard. I have a couple questions, so if you could please answer... I'm wondering
Get
why...
yourself up on deck and let's keep this as civil as possible.
Oh, I know, friend. No worries, I just wanted to ask you...
Now, prisoner.
Okay, then. Yeah. Ooh, it's kind of bright up here. Ow, it burns the eyes. I've been under the deck for too long. Hey.
Head down to the dock and I'll show you to the Census office.
Hey. Geez, that thing looks like, kind of scary. Scared me when I was a kid. I know that.
Let's go. Move it along.
Alright, yeah, I know. So as you can tell, I'm trying to do a little bit of role-playing here.
Finally arrived, but our records don't show from where.
Oh, me, I'm one of the Dunmer, of course. You can tell by the red eyes and ashen gray skin. I'm gonna go with this one. I normally play with... My classic character is this guy. But... yeah, that looks just like Jiub from the boat, so... I figured I'd do something different, so I'm gonna go with this dude with the goatee and the tattoos on the back of the head for whatever reason. I think it looks a pretty cool representation of myself. Whenever I play this game, especially seriously, and not like with some sort of specialized thematic character in mind, I tend to create a character that is like myself projected into the game. That's a cool haircut right there, so I'm gonna be playing a dark elf.
Great. I'm sure you'll fit right in.
because they're my favorite
Follow me
race in
up
this
to the
game.
office and they'll finish your release.
And I like playing a Dark Elf because, I don't know, I like role-playing as a Dark Elf. I think they're pretty badass. Alright, dude. Hey,
Head on
say,
in.
do you know why I was released from prison and sent here? I guess not. Dude's a statue, huh? Nice and cozy in here. I smell those Imperial pines. I see you imported the wood from, I'm guessing the Jadenal or Bruma area. Hey, are you who I'm supposed to talk to here?
Yes, we've been expecting you. You'll have to be recorded before you're officially released.
Is that
There are
so?
a few ways we can do this, and the choice is yours.
So here we go. This is the character creation. You can do this little survey thing. I don't know, I guess it's like a Morrowind style personality test. I don't know, I've never really bothered with it. You can pick from the default classes on the list, but I don't know, I kind of find the default classes to be assembled rather strangely, so I always do my own custom class. And I'm just gonna name myself Outlander because, well, let's be honest, I am an Outlander, and NPCs tend to address you as your class sometimes, and I don't know, I kind of like being just called Outlander instead of like Adventurer or Mystic Knight or something, I don't know, something cheesy like that. Outlander's pretty nonchalant. I like it. Now, specialization is going to affect... Okay, well, hold on. Let's go over major and minor skills. If you already know all about this game, then just bear with me for a second because I just want to kind of cover this. Skills are sorted into combat, magic, and stealth, and each is governed by a different attribute, and those, I'll cover how those relate to each other later, but specialization is going to give me a bonus to the skills of that certain type, and it also, the most important part, makes them easier to increase, so I'm going to have that in mind. So whenever I make a class, I generally stick with this one template that I'm going to use for my classic character, which is sort of pretty much like a jack of all trades, a warrior with a little bit of stealth skills, maybe persuasion or sneaking a little bit, and magic. Usually I go with mysticism, as that's my favorite class, or that's my favorite spell school. So I'm definitely going to go with mysticism. I'm also going to go with longblade for my attacking. I generally pick one type of weapon to use for my combat skill. I'm going to go with longblade because there's lots of really good longblades, and I generally put the longblade, or whatever my weapon skill happens to be, as a minor skill because, well, your weapon skill raises pretty much the fastest out of every skill, and major skills will raise faster than minor skills, so having it as a minor skill allows me to put another skill in my major and have it raise faster without really any negative effect on my weapon skill. So I'm going to go with heavy armor. Whoops, I misclicked. Heavy armor. And that will allow me to use the coolest armor in the game, Daedric. But I also want to go with unarmored for this character, and you'll see why later. And for my other major skills, I'm not going to use any other magic. However, I do want to try something different that I haven't before, and that's going to be enchanting and alchemy. And I know, anyone who knows about Morrowind, these skills have the potential to be very game-breaking and very overpowered, but however, I have never used them before in any character that I've ever made before, so I'm going to stick to playing them practically and not abusing the system in any way. So if I do end up using these in a very powerful way, it's not going to be until way later, until I'm like way into the game. But I thought these would be very interesting to pick up, especially since the character that I'm creating is sort of a knight, not so much a knight. He has knightly qualities in his personality, but he also has an innate attraction or affinity for crystals and herbs because of the way he was raised. My character is from the Western lands, probably somewhere between, I don't know yet. Yeah, he was raised by a forgotten tribe that had family and village values, and my grandparents passed down to me some herbal and crystal knowledge. But for now, I'm pretty much just a warrior with some mystic tendencies. Let's see, my other skills, I am going to go with, where is it? Athletics and acrobatics. That's going to allow navigating the physical realm much easier. These are definitely not required to be in my class skills, because you can raise them as miscellaneous skills just fine. Although it'll be rather slow, it's going to be a lot faster this way. Plus, I welcome the speed and the strength gains. See, whenever you raise a certain skill that has a governing attribute, you raise the multiplier of that attribute, allowing you to increase that stat more when you level up. I'll get into that later. Let's see. Now for my last two, let's see, I have endurance, speed, intelligence, willpower, strength, but I have no agility and I have no personality. Let's see. Yeah. So for agility, I'm going to put in sneak, because I find sneak to be a rather welcome addition to my arsenal of gameplay, gameplay things. It's a useful ability to have, and it opens up a whole avenue of playing the game, just having it around. So it's not going to be very useful at the start, because I'm going to have to raise it quite a bit for it to be usable, but I definitely want to have sneak in there. And I welcome the agility. My other options for agility are light armor, I don't need that. Marksman, I'm not going to use a bow, so that's a no-go. And block, and I don't really like using shields at all in this game, because I just find they're not good for my character. I don't know, they don't have the feel, man. They're not good fashion-wise. So that leaves personality. I could go with illusion, but since I have enchanting, that's going to pretty much cover. I'm going to be using enchanting to act as a surrogate for all of the other magic schools, so I don't need to pick any of the other ones. Destruction, alteration, illusion, conjuration, or restoration. I'll just be making enchanted gear that can do all of that for me. So I don't need illusion. Speechcraft and mercantile. I find speechcraft to be very helpful in this game, although I'm probably not going to be using that. Instead, I'm going to go with mercantile. I've never gone with mercantile before, but there's going to be a lot of trading, and I don't really want to abuse the mudcrab merchant or the creeper, so I'm going to go with mercantile. Now, that's pretty much it. I hope I covered out what my character is. I'm going to go ahead and type up a description here. Okay, this will work for me. As just a basic overview, Wake is a strong warrior from a forgotten tribe of people. Sharp in mind, he carries the attributes of a spiritual mystic. Though lost to him now, his ancient bonds give him unlimited potential through the art of crystals and herbs. Yes, I think that'll do. And this is my class. Oh wait, I forgot a couple things. I need to make my specialization magic, because it's going to be imperative for me to raise these 3 skills, and that one, I'll take that one too, through use more than the other ones, because training costs a lot of gold, and it'll be easier to train all these other ones just through use than it will be these ones. So I'm gonna go with magic. As for favorite attributes, I need endurance, because the way your health is determined in this game is by endurance per level up, and raising your endurance early on in your character's lifespan will make sure that you have more HP later. So I'm going to be focusing on endurance first and foremost. And my second one, these give me plus 10 to each of these attributes that I pick. So these kind of allow you to shape what your stats are in correlation with your race and your gender, which also impacts what your stats are. So endurance and luck. I'm going plus 10 luck because you can't raise your luck more than 1 point every level up, which I don't plan on raising it past this, but this will make me an even 50 luck, so boom, that's how I want to do that.
Very good. The letter that preceded, you mentioned you were born under a certain sign. And what would that be?
Ah, yes, the star signs. Let's take a look at these, shall we? I normally go with the mage because it has a very basic Fortify Magicka multiplier here. And I like Morrowind more than the other Elder Scrolls games because the other Elder Scrolls games just tend to give you a flat 50 or 100 point magicka bonus to your base pool, and that's it. But in this game, your intelligence determines your magicka pool, and the bonuses from your race or star sign affect your maximum magicka multiplier. So if I pick the mage as a dark elf, instead of 100 intellect giving me 100 intelligence, if I pick the mage, which adds 0.5 multiplier onto the base 1 times multiplier, that means that 100 points of intellect will give me 150 points of magicka. I don't know, I just really like that. But let's see. The warrior is very good. Very basic little bonus there for your hit chance. The thief is kind of the opposite, acting as a defensive evade chance. I really like those. The tower is kind of useless. You can easily make a spell or a scroll that gets you this open 50 points on touch quite easily. And these detect spells is just like, what the heck? That's just so useless. I don't know, you can get a mysticism spell that does the same thing. The steed, very nice. That's a huge bonus to speed. Moonshadow, I don't know, that's pretty cool, I guess. Especially for someone who doesn't really specialize in stealth. This one is kind of a toss-up. I don't know, I never really used it, but it just kind of seems counterproductive to damage yourself in order to damage someone else. The ritual, that's a nice, healthy restore, but I never used the turn undead spells ever in any of these games. So I don't know. The mage, as I said, is like the thief and the warrior. Can't go wrong with them. The lover, that's a lot of agility. That's a huge agility bonus, actually, which is great for evasion and hit chance. That's what that affects, as well as your fatigue pool. Lover's Kiss, this is quite a powerful paralyze for 60 seconds. That's pretty much a death sentence on whoever you cast it on, even though it drains your fatigue pool. The Lord, this one sucks. The Lady, this one's extremely overpowered because of that Gimundus boost that it gives you. And the Apprentice is kind of like the Mage, but it gives you a weakness as a trade-off because it's more magicka. And last but not least, we have the Atronak, which gives you an amazing 50% spell absorption passively at all times. The biggest maximum magic bonus of 2 times, so that means that 100 points of intellect combined with this and no other racial bonuses will give you 300 points of magicka. I believe that's how it works, if I'm not mistaken. But you cannot recover your magicka through sleeping. You must consume potions or absorb spells in order to get your magicka back. And you know, I've never really played with this one before, so I think that I want to give this one a try. I think that it'll go pretty handy in... It'll work complementary with my enchanting and alchemy skill, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick that.
Interesting. Now, before I stamp these papers, make sure this information is correct.
Yeah, it looks all good. I got, you know, these are my stats. Got low personality, but that's because I'm a dark elf and I don't really give a shit. Willpower, yeah, whatever. I'll work on that later. I'm fast, I'm fairly strong. Pretty tough. My major skills, mysticism, enchant, alchemy are good. My long blade's a little low, I'll have to work on that, but that'll get raised fairly quickly and allow me to get my strength up pretty early, along with my endurance. These are low. I'm gonna have to work on all those. Definitely gonna have to train up my sneak in order for it to be usable at all. And miscellaneous skills are... They are what they are. They're miscellaneous. I probably won't be needing to use any of these except for raising my stats in an efficient way, which hopefully I won't have to work too hard on. There we go.
Show your papers to the captain when you exit to get...
Yeah, wake the Outlander. I'm a Dark Elf. Let me get this. Released by Emperor Eurosepton VII's decree, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I'll take that. Alrighty then. And I'm just gonna do one little thing before moving on, and that is, well, you see, this Limeware... Ooh, look at that. Yes, value 650 septims. I do believe I want this, but I think they'll, they'll know that I stole it. But there's a little trick that we can do here, and I'm gonna do it.
Cowardly thief!
I'm just gonna put that back down, and this guy's gonna come over and talk to me.
Through to the next building and talk
What
to
are you
Sellus
doing?
Gravius.
We'll let your actions go for now, but once you release stuff like that, we'll get you arrested again. Yes, once I walk out of the Census and Excise building, I will be subject to all the laws of the Empire, so stealing will get me attacked. But what happened there was that I dropped the item that I stole, then he talked to me, which would have removed the item from my inventory and placed it into the locked evidence chest next to him. But since it was not in my inventory, it is somehow not flagged as stolen anymore, so now I can just pick it back up, and it's mine, so to speak. So I can sell that to the local tradesman for a healthy boost to my starting gold. And I'm also going to take this Flynn, this lockpick, and let's see what else we got here. This pitcher is worth 30, and the candlestick is worth 25. Might as well take this stuff. I don't have my cursor right now. Let's see. If I take this dagger, it's going to tell me how to equip stuff. This is a note from his Hriskar. No, it's a note to Hriskar. Don't think I've forgotten our wager. I want this dagger as sharp as a scamp's claw by the morning. Whatever. The Firmament. This is a nice book. About all the star signs. I'm not going to read it, but I'm going to take it to sell. Local brew. Mazd. Yes, this is some, I don't know, I guess it's beer. I don't know what it's made from. Salt rice or something like that. Let's try to lockpick this chest. It's only level 1. Security is not one of my major skills, so this is going to be complete RNG hit or miss. There we go. Sometimes you'll waste your entire lockpick there, but I don't really care. I'm going to be using spells and, well, rather enchanted items to unlock things for me later on. These are some... I'll just take these. Ingredients that I can use to make restore fatigue spells, it looks like. As I said, I don't know much about alchemy, so I'm going to have to start with the most basic of the basic. And restore fatigue spells, potions rather, are actually quite handy. Ooh, levitate. Let's see what we got here. Fortify speed. Ooh, Hackalow leaves can sell for a little bit of gold, as well as slowed soap. Heather, I'm gonna need that for a Mage's Guild quest later. It's a fetch quest. I just like to ooh, and stoneflower petals. Ooh, wickweed. That's restore health. More fatigue. Ash yam. Fortify strength is nice, I guess. Might as well just, water walking, levitate. Comberry, restore magicka. Need comberry for that. My alchemy skill is, determining how many potion effects that I can see on the ingredients. Unlike other games in the series that, like Oblivion and Skyrim, where you must ingest them to discover them. So now we're going to be forced to pick up this engraved healing ring, which will unlock our magic menu over here. That's all well and good, but we won't be holding on to that for very long.
Please.
Hello, this is our Sellus Gravius man. Hello, man. First, let me take your identification papers. Thank you. A word of your arrival only reached me yesterday. I am Sellus Gravius, but my background is not important. Let me see anyway. Knight Errant of the Imperial Legion. Yes. You're here to welcome me to Morrowind, you say? Well, do you know why I'm in Morrowind? I don't know why you're here, or why you're released from prison and shipped here, but your authorization comes directly from Emperor Uriel Septim VII himself, and I don't need to know any more than that. Because you are, indeed, just a grunt. I have instructions on your duties before you go. Instructions from the Emperor, so pay careful attention. Alright, let's find out what he wants us to do, because being released from prison is apparently, not a free sort of thing that just doesn't happen out of nowhere. Of course they want us to do something. Strings attached and all that. This package came with the news of your arrival. You are to take it to Caius Casades in the town of Balmora. Go to the South Wall Corner Club and ask for Caius Casades. They'll know where to find him. Serve him as you would serve the Emperor himself. I also have a letter for you and a dispersal to your name. Ooh, goody goody, a little bit of gold. 87 gold. That's not bad. So who is this guy, Caius Casades? Tell me about him. You don't really know where he is or who he is, apparently. Sounds like one of you guys. I bet he works for the Emperor, right? That, with a name like that, he's got to be Imperial. Balmora. Now, where is this place? North of Seyda Neen, the road passes Pelagiad village and the fort, and crosses some ravine, passes Fort Moonmouth, and then turns west. Yes, this is a trend in this game. Instead of a handy-dandy little arrow that just points you where to go, the NPCs have to tell you directions, and you have to follow them. Imagine that. And that's one of the things I really like about this game. It emphasizes the adventure and the exploration. So, I know about all of that, and all of this text is actually saved in my journal under all these topics that I can, go back and look at. So, it pays to click on pretty much everything just to fill out your journal with information. Let's see, Stealth Strider, Balmora. Yeah, I know what the Stealth Strider is, that giant freakish creature. It's actually the transportation method in this game, the fast travel, if you will. Kind of like the carriage in Skyrim or something like that. Let's see what it has to say. Uriel Septim, the Empire, blah blah blah. Morrowind has been part of the Empire for over 400 years. Yeah, you guys have been around here stinking up the place for long enough, damn it. As a Dunmer would say. Let not the left hand know what the right hand is doing. Wow, you guys really do abide by that. Anything else? I think that's it. Okay. Goodbye, sir. And there's one more thing I want to do. There's a key over here. Where is it? There it is. Key.
You've made your last mistake, thief.
Oh shit. He's gonna take all my stuff. Okay, I gotta drop all this. Don't take my stolen shit. Yeah, I like how the torch lit up the area when I dropped it. Please don't take my stuff. I'm going to drop my stuff. I just want this key. And for a reason, you will see. I think some of these items are flagged as actually not stolen, like this ring. But I'm gonna drop everything just in case. Yeah, there we go. Yes, I'll take all your stuff. No, you won't. Now I can pick it up. Take that. Take all this. Take. And the ring. Last but not least, give me that ring. I'm gonna turn my cursor on real quick. I have it off because immersion, but I want it back on so I can take stuff. There we go. There we go. Alright, now we're rich. Well, not really. Warehouse key. Alrighty, I think this will conclude this video. I'm gonna cut this one off here. It's already been like 30 minutes. Wow. Character creation takes a while. And I've been explaining things, but I'm gonna go through this door and then I'll see you in Seyda Neen.